Okay.
Right, let's see if that's back up. Facebook. Don't want that open.
Okay, that's looking promising. Hopefully we should be back and okay. Okay.
Yeah, we should turn
Oh, we got the captions on.
more than likely.
You need to share it back to the group and to my wall as well, please. Hopefully you are all coming back. And while Ian's doing the sharing, I'm going to keep going, so I'll go okay.
Yeah, just wait, because I know this come back yet, so be patient.
Okay.
Let people refind it and come back to us. What weight did you understand?
Okay. You lost the page.
That one's you got 4 people back watching. Zena's back. Just let us know when you're back, guys, and we'll carry on then with the stream. It's on the.
Okay, I'm going to go to ignore object size. Just try and see if we can clean this up a little.
Hi, Jackie. Just had a bit of a crisis on this one, it just died on us, so
Okay, it looks like that's as clean as it's going to get.
Is that camera moved down? It's awfully close all of a sudden.
Doesn't it?
Oh.
Yeah, I think you've done it back a bit. I think it's usually more up there. Okay.
Can't see, what can't you see, Sina?
Probably because I'm trying to do this again. I'm just going to go back and see if I can redo this framing just so it's a bit clearer on what it needs to be focusing on.
Do you want me to put it back down to put your hearing
Yes,
on?
please. Yeah. That way. There we go.
Hopefully you should be able to now see the scan cut.
So if I go to
I'm on the wrong screen for me to see, so let's just check.
It's still picking up some fuzzies around the outside, so let's see if we can...
Oh, used to go.
Oh, it's because we're doing it on the this way bit. Okay. So it needs to go around like that. And like that. There we go. So that's cleaned it up quite nicely. So we've reduced the colours down to 2. And the ignore object size is up nice and high so it doesn't pick up any speckles in the glitter. Glitter is always a difficult one to use for direct scanning, but it's fine. Everything has a solution. So I'm going to go to my offset and I want to put a nice little border around. So 4 mil. Right there would be nice, I think. I'll go okay. and the offset also then softens any little imperfections it's picked up. So we can go okay.
There we go.
Magic Blade Man, what are we going for?
What are you cutting through?
Glitter card.
6.
6 still? Okay. Come on, wiggle wiggle. There we go. Gonna go to cut.
That was back as well.
Cool. Okay. So, given that it jutted a little, there might be a few bits that we need to clean up, but that's perfectly fine. We can soon do that. It's a little bit stuck in that just at the back. So, let's give it a bit of a helping hand. That's a map. There we go. So, do you want to retrieve back to overhead view, Ian?
Don't worry about it. No, you didn't miss too much, Carol. You're all right.
And I'm just going to tidy up some of these edges. Now, because it's glitter card, it has done a bit of a decal edge, but on this occasion it might actually have worked out for the best. So the really obvious ones like that I can trim off and I can kind of jiggle. So I think it matches. And same with the big one here. So there we go. Just clear the little offcuts out of the way. And before I go too far, I'm going to unload my mat.
I take it we missed part of the conversation next. It says about Carol having a glass of wine by the sounds of it.
I did see something about that when I was trying to check to see if we could sort out the comments. Do you want to show your little rolly trick? Because I'm doing an after job of putting this on. Just because you know you haven't done a stream recently.
I like that. Chick, I did one the other day. Did one
It was
yesterday.
only yesterday, yeah.
I know. Right, so trick to re-putting on your dust sheet is to roll it up, so you have it nice and even, and then you can line it up the top of your mat. And get it straight, which I can't do today. There you go. And then you just go. It's perfectly on your mat. Just like that.
Just like that. Not like that, like that. Okay, I'll pop that back on there for a minute.
I apologise, the back of my head in shot there.
You showing off your bald patch?
Yeah. Show me a little patch to the world.
Okay. So now we have a decision to make. Let me just I'm being a little bit picky here, but I need some little scissors. Just because I know it will show.
Thank you. That's a good trick and a good job from Stacey.
Okay. I don't want to hide too much more embossing, so I'm going to go about there, I think. So I'm going to need some 3D foam, which, as usual on my desk, it tries to do a thank you all.
Put away.
Yeah, everything grows magic legs in this room, doesn't it? And just walks. So I want to have this bit higher than the average. So I'm just gonna fold up my tape. This one's quite thin, so it's good if you're doing like decoupage or something to go for the post, but when you want a bit of extra depth. I usually use like the 6-2 extra deep foam pads, and they're cool. So I'm just folding it in half. Peeling back part of the tape and folding it again.
Apparently your card makes the other card look ugly now, lol. I think it's the colours.
Oh dear. So I'm just going to go.
Yes, Jackie, you can watch it all back. This one will be 2 parts now because our internet
3 parts
connection-
now.
3, yeah, our internet connection died halfway through this one, and it's also this morning's feed as well. But yes, they're all on YouTube and they're all on the group as well.
Okay.
Yeah, they're all there.
So what I'm going to do
Thank you, Tracy.
in a bit off stream, maybe, and this is only maybe, I might just do another little bit of die cut detail to go on here that bring this design through into this section. Maybe. I'll decide on at a later point, I think. Just so we can get the other card done too. Please tell me that's not ours.
No, it's not ours.
I didn't think ours was that loud. Okay, so that one's done. We can pop that one up to dry and I can get in the tension. There you go. Okay. The next one. Just going to clear these few bits off here because we're going for a different colour scheme for the next one. Okay. So first of all we need to score our card blank. And I'm going to go same measurement again, 6 3/4. Does that work out well? I'm going to bring my scoreboard. I'm going to line up my pencil mark with that bar of my scoreboard.
This is very pretty.
It's cool, I like it. I'm pleased with that. Okay. Score that down. And for this one, I have some different papers. I have some gorgeous Paper Adventures. It's almost glitter, but it's not quite glitter, so it's a fluorescent paper that has a really fine texture to it. So if you're looking for something that's going to replace your glitter paper but not be too thick, it's quite a good one. It's also quite translucent if you want to play with that in terms of layering leaves, etc. I then have 2 pieces of cardstock, and these are from...
American Crafts textures.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Oh, yeah. I took those out, your little box.
Yes, which isn't American Crafts.
Is it not? Which one then?
It's Dove Craft.
Still craft. That was close. That's a craft at the end of it.
Oh dear.
There you go then.
It is, to be exact, Dove Craft Premium Textured Cardstock box.
So you can see the white card underneath the green.
Yeah, that's what I said, it's translucent. So if you want to play with that, then you can do.
Just this is a nice colour.
It's a gorgeous colour. I'm just trying to work out which way around I'm going to do this, because I think I'm going to actually emboss this one, and then I'm going to go with the dark green and do the flower in the red. I think. That's where I am. And to go with that, I have a different set of flower stamps, so I'm going to be using Paper Rose for this one. And I have the Brenda Walton embossed stickers for our border this time, and that's by K&Co. Right, onwards and upwards. Come on. Oh. So with this one, because I'm using 6x6 paper, kind of dictates that you've got to be using a 6x6 square in total. So I'm going to chop this one at 6 inches.
Carol's just asked if Tracy's finished it. If Carol's finished her wine, also if Tracy's got any left. That's one long pour, I tell you. And Tracy likes the stickers too, so they're pretty.
They are pretty, and it's one of those things that it kind of gets left in your stash, and then you're like, oh, I don't know what's going to go with that. And you put all them out, didn't you, Ian?
I did. All these things you haven't used for 12 months, get them used.
Oh dear, I'll get you for being cheeky. So, just check. Yeah. So I'm going to go in at 3 inches with this one as well. Okay.
Tracy's drinking Coke. Well, I think she's supposed to be drinking Coke Zero, but it's still there in the bowl.
Okay, I'm going to go for decisions. I'm going to go for this side, I think. So these are quite good little embossing folders. Spellbinders Embossabilities ones, but they're double-sided. And then I'm just going to decide whether I want to emboss or deboss. So I'm going to go for some embossing this time. So I'm putting it good side face down. And I just want to try, because it's a gridded one, you want to try and get it as close to straight as possible. Okay. So, need 2 clay mats for this one. Let's have a look at that. That's looking pretty spot on. Maybe slightly off. Hey ho. And let's go for to emboss or not to emboss, that is the question. Okay, for now, I'll put those there. Now before I go too far, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my mat back in. As I said, I'm well behaved when it's a new mat. So it keeps its cover going on and off, on and off, on and off. Just going to move that little pile just out my way for a minute. New mat, don't need to be upside down anymore. I'm going to bring it in from my edge. Unload my blade. Load my mat. And just going to go back home for a minute. Pattern retrieve. Okay, so can you just zoom in for me, Ian? Making him work hard today, bless.
Motion sickness on the way.
Okay, I need to go over here to the screen. So, right. Should be right about there. Maybe off a bit, just to get it to pick up the screen a bit. Something like it's burning it out. Or is that just my angle?
Like it's as good as it's going to get.
Okay.
The light off the...
So I created a flourish, and I have 3 different versions on my
That's
mat.
not too bad down here, so it must be the angle off there.
So the black one is the cut version. The blue one in the middle is like the foiling version. And then I have another drawer one which basically has all the veining detail, but the actual stroke of the veining detail has been outlined and subtracted from the cut file. So you've got like an actual loop around your veins, which is useful because if you just leave it the other way with the open lines, it's actually deleted some of them from out of our centre panel, which is why we have the 2 different versions. So I'm going to go into here, and I'm going to delete the cut one, I'm going to delete the middle one, and I'm going to bring this one over, go OK. To check the alignment, I'm going to go scan the background and play. Okay, so we've got kind of a purpley glitter thing going on with our border stickers, so I'm going to bring this out a little bit in our design. So I'm going to go for the lighter of the 2 purples. So these are Zebra Doodlers, if you haven't seen these on stream before. And they're really good for doing real proper glitter.
Will just be down here somewhere.
I think it's somewhere. There, it's shoved right up there. There we go. Has anybody not seen Carl's pen holder before?
Do you just walk onto the other camera for a sec?
Yeah, you can do. I can see a picky. That's connected this end.
Unplug and reconnect.
Okay. It's not this end that's the issue then. What is going on today?
Hang on. Leave it.
Did you turn it off?
No, it should still be on.
Try disconnecting at your end.
Here we go. It's back.
There we go. Right. So, oop, that's a bit too close. Okay, so this is Carl's pen holder. So we have a little screw cap this end.
Wind it up.
I'm trying to. What? Why is that not updating? What's the string gone again?
No, saying the string quality is good.
So why is it red then? And why is the picture paused if it's good? Because I can see this and it says it's okay.
We'll just keep going from.
Okay.
That one says it's frozen as well.
Okay.
Okay, so you can hear us. Okay. Unplug it and replug it again, your end. Just trying to sort it back out. We'll be back hopefully in a second.
Pushing buttons now. Probably taking pictures. Yeah, taking a picture of my hand.
Let's see what this one's back at. Okay, that's back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just going to pop in my pen, and you want to make sure that the nib of your pen lines up with the edge of the guide. So it's literally right into the. Let's see if I can get a better view. So your nib's going into this end here, and I just apply a little light pressure to the back of the pen just while I screw the cap back on. And you want it so that your pen doesn't move when you give it a gentle tug. Okay, do you want to pop back to... You've already done it. Already there. Okay, so we can see from our background scan that our image is slightly larger. But that's okay because we can go in and we can resize it. Now, when we cut this out, it's going to be bigger. So you want the two to be kind of offset so that you can see the one from the other. It's going to go a little bit smaller, and I'm going to take it up to this end here. Go okay, and we're going to zoom in. So you can check our alignment. And you can see we're slightly off. So we've got an even amount of border here, here and here. I feel like I'm giving you the exits on the plane. And then we've got a larger gap at the bottom. We can go okay and okay. And just before we do, if you wanted to fill it at this point, you could press that one, but I don't want to fill it for this particular design. And okay again, okay. Gonna go to draw. Just gonna quickly check my settings. So our draw speed is on 5, which is fine for the pen, and draw pressure is on -4. So we'll give it a go. Now, because we're using Carl's holder, it will always come up with an extra notice. We just go OK and press play again.
Jen has just said, hi Dave, what about your girls and Sharon? Hope you had a good birthday yesterday. I don't know if she's on the right stream or not. That's scary.
Okay. So, I would say, new mat, you see, take the pen out first.
We need to get back up to.
Overhead. Yep. And there's that one. Well, Ian moves you around and probably makes you a bit motion sick again.
Shake your legs again.
Please don't.
That's the best for you.
Okay, so you can see we've got a hint of the glitter. And you can actually come in with our pieces and just have a look again, see whether we're still happy with how our design's going to work. So the idea being wherever our little circle is here, it's going to be roughly where our flower's going to go. So I'm just going to have like a four-way divide on here. Maybe. Okay, so I'm going to start by adhering my vellum first. So as before, because we're using vellum or translucent paper in this case, just want to go careful where you're applying glue. So I'm going into the embossed areas. They tend to be slightly more forgiving. And don't forget, for one edge we're going to have our border anyway, so we can get away with a bit more then. So just decide which way we're going to go.
Carol says, cover your mat.
I'm trying to be good, you see, but failing miserably. There we go. I will do the mat covering in a minute. Unless you want to do it in. Okay. I'm just going to pop that there. And because this is slightly off, I'm going to... I was going to try to be good and not mess, but I'm going to just give it a little trim off that top edge. It's only the tiniest amount, but still enough to bug me. Okay, that's better. And I'm trying to avoid touching the glitter too much at this point because it's probably still a little bit damp, and the last thing you want to do is smudge it when you've got this far. Okay, before I go too much further, I'm going to do my border. God blimey, I want to say these haven't been open, but I can't get them open. Jeez. What's it on when you're getting the scissors out to open a simple cellophane packet, honestly. Didn't have my Weetabix this morning, did I? No. Do not want me to get into these stickers.
all we put on the scan and cut mat was its protective sheet. So it's got like a dust sheet that goes over the top. It's an Artistix mat, so it comes with a white dust sheet that you put over the top.
Okay. I'm just going to go in with the border, and I'm not going to stick it down too thoroughly just to begin with, because I just want to make sure I get it level. Spread the grid on your cutting mat can actually do you a favour.
Tracy asked what's the picture you drew. She missed it because she had to go to the loo. If you can...
Okay, the picture I drew is a flourish design that Ian might just pop up on the group if he's feeling generous. Either that or they charge you for it.
No. Don't know if you can just tilt it so they can see it a little bit, because it's not very clear off that camera at the moment.
So, hopefully.
Hang on, let's swap back to the camera and we can...
What's the close-up one?
Close-up
Close-up?
one.
Yeah.
There you go.
Ooh. Where am I?
Not even close.
Yeah, I am, Ian. It's gone again. Because that phone is filled with his card, and that's not showing on there. So go back to the overhead one. It obviously has issues with my phone for some reason. It's fine. We'll fix it later. So hopefully you can.
Oh, that's better. Down there. Down.
There.
Down.
There.
There.
There we go. So with this one, what I might do actually is take it round the back of the card. And just because it's an older sticker, we can just get in a detail tip and just run a little bit of glue just to help it out. Especially on the embossed paper. And I'm just going to trim it level, and I'm trying to ignore the pattern on the embossed paper because it went slightly off. I'll pop that back on there for a minute, but I will probably use it again. Stay. It's alive, it doesn't want to stick. It's the problem when you're working in the warm. Sticky doesn't like being sticky. So I'm just giving it a good press down.
I'll pop the flourish up on the group for you all later so you can see what it was.
What, you want me to show again?
No, it's okay. Just I think I saw a circle. Lol.
Yeah, it has a little circle in the middle. Has a bit like a X marks the spot where I'm going to put the flower in a minute. Okay, so with that cream, I think the cream we were using in the other card would actually be a fantastic match for that. It's not bad.
There you go.
So,
You're not going to the scan and cut again, are you?
yeah. I am, when I find my staple. I've lost my staple again. Honestly, can't see it from looking. Gonna have to, I would say put big pink blob on it, but it's starting to go red already. We need another one. So yes, I am going to go back to my Artistix mat. This time I'm going to cut it out though, rather than draw it. So you should be able to see it a bit clearer.
More camera work. I'll just do that. I'll wait till you've got to the right bit.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm making you work hard today, aren't I?
Well, I don't deserve that, huh?
So, so I have to move that out of the way because it's going to want to pin everywhere. The last thing you want to do is get that stuck onto your bottom of your cutting mat.
Camera on the move. Transforming people. They're on the move.
Okay.
There we go.
So I'm going to go to pattern. I'm going to go to retrieve. Retrieve. Not test cut. So I'm going to get rid of the two drawing ones because we don't want to draw at this point. And we can just cut. Okay. What do you think, Mr. Blade? 6 or 5?
What is it, American Craft?
Yeah.
5.
Let's try and see if I can get
I've been rebranded as Mr. Autoblade now.
Right.
Put it back to overhead.
Yeah.
I'm going to attach a motor to this thing so it can be getting up and down all the time.
You couldn't afford it, dear. You couldn't afford it. You're a far cheaper cameraman. Okay. So, I'm not going to use those bits for anything else. I can just detach them from the card. Always use them for some punches at a later point. There we go. Here we go for detail. So, I designed this morning, didn't I?
You did.
So it's a really fine one. So if you do download this file, one thing I would say is don't shrink it when it comes to the cutting version, because it is very, very, very intricate. So much so it's one of those, cut it off the mat and then, yeah, let it rest for a bit before you try and adhere it, so it regains its coil. So I'm just going to take the little bits out. Just grab my tweezers. Come on. Okay. There we go. So, gonna get these other bits off my mat.
Tracy's very pretty, Natalie. Good job.
It was tricky getting the balance right between the fineness of this bit, the leaves, to get the scale right. So, what I would say is that there's a little trick to doing that I'll show you at some point. Might be a good one for the Affinity Workshop. There you go. Nice segue for you
Segue. So for,
there. You're getting them handed to you on a plate.
so for those who may or may not have seen, we are offering a 3-hour Affinity Designer, almost a private class, isn't it?
Yes, because you have to...
Yeah. It's going to be 3 hours on Saturday the 30th of May, and it is a paid entry. It's £15 for the 3 hours. And if you go to the group, there is a link to how you can pay the £15. When you pay, you will be given an access code.
unique to you.
Which is unique to you, which will allow you into the group. I know a few people got into the group who we've had to
Yeah, thanks
unfortunately
Facebook.
remove, because Facebook did the wrong link for us when we did the invites. So if you do get chucked out of the group, it's nothing personal, it's not us
Not with being
not
funny.
being funny, it is purely supposed to be there for once you've paid, then you can go into the group and the files will be in there and everything else. But at the moment it's empty, fortunately, so that is the whole point. So if you do want to join us on Saturday the 30th, we're starting at 9:30 in the morning.
Must be mad.
British summertime. Hopefully to be finished in time for Pete's 12:30,
If he does one.
if he does one. Yeah. So that's the plan, and hopefully then do that. So it's going to be a Facebook Live, but it is only going to be streamed to a private group. So there's a separate group that we've set up on it for it.
Yeah, won't be going to YouTube either.
So it won't be going to YouTube. It will only be in that private group. It's not going to go anywhere else. It will be left up in that group, but it will only be in that group.
Yeah,
So.
and the rules are what goes on in the group stays in the group.
So if you are interested, you can either have a look at, there is an event on, is it on the Scan and Cut page or is it on the Planetcraft page?
It's on the Planetcraft page.
On the Planetcraft page there is an event, it's on the 30th of May, but if you are interested please do have a look and we will be doing that.
Okay.
There you go. And that is on Affinity Designer, so 3 hours, so we're going right from scratch, so walk through. And through to designing your own cut files and if you're interested.
So I'm just working out which way round would be better for this. So because we still want to be able to see our glitter, I'm going to twist and offset it slightly. But I also want to make sure that it's still sitting within my card. So I don't want to be going off the edges if I can help it. So probably about there. So very carefully I'm going to pop in a bit of glue underneath my little centre section. You alright?
Yeah, just blow it in.
I'm just going to twist it. Just so, this is why I use wet glue, so I have wiggle room. And I'm going to start at the top.
Jesus, were you thinking of Trouble Clef again? Well,
Everything I do seems to end up being like a treble clef. Yeah, it's a long time since I've written any music, isn't it?
mm-hmm.
It's a good couple of years now. So I'm just going to pop a little bit under that centre section. And if you wanted to, you could leave some of these bits loose so they actually do provide you with a bit of shadow, and the choice is yours. Okay.
Jesus, oh my god, you write music too. What can't you do, Natalie? You're one amazing woman.
I'm also writing my first script at the moment, aren't I? And when I behave and actually knuckle down to it.
Yeah.
Where am I going? That was it. I'd lost my train of thought totally then. It was like a total tumbleweed moment.
More pantomime. TV show, movie script.
It's almost more musical, isn't it?
Musical stroke pantomime, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're looking at. Actually, going back to our roots there, that me being a dance teacher and Natalie's love of drama.
So I'm just going to go to my red card, and I'm going to be using some Jane Davenport squid ink. So I'm going to apply my stamp to my platform. So I've gone for a flower that is straight on because it's easier to do things like 3D layering with stamps that are straight onto the flower head rather than trying to do it for an angle. It can be done, but it's just a little bit more fiddly. Now, I love this ink, but getting the lid off, it's a bit tricky. Especially at next. I did my nails this morning and it feels like I'm using somebody else's hands, it's weird. Usually doesn't last that long on my fingers, does it? I've usually ruined it by the end of the first day.
What you nail polish?
Yeah.
Which proves you should do more crafting because that way you don't damage your nails. As much.
So I'm just doing a couple of imprints because I want a nice crisp white. Okay, and I'm going to move my stamp. Just so I can have two hands. Gonna go there next.
So it's a nice colour nail polish. Is that one of your bonbons?
It is. So it's By Who Loved Me.
There you go. By OPI.
Yeah.
There we go.
Because I woke up this morning, I thought, what's the point in keeping it in the bottle? It deserves to be on the nails.
Yeah, we'll only dry up. So.
Or they go funny. You end up using them in your craft instead. Because you can do like a water dip technique with them. And that seemed a bit wasteful. Mind you, I might just do a little bit just to go with my Bond album that I've got to do. That's the next on my to-do list, isn't it? My Bond album.
It is. Josie's lol true.
Okay, so those look like they're equal amount of white. So I'm just going to pop the lid back on, especially in this temperature. I'm going to grab my bamboo, wipe it off my stamp.
Natalie is a bit of a James Bond fan, so we went to see.
There's lots that we've been to see that's Bond.
We do lots of stuff that's James Bond related. So we went to London down to the big exhibition, didn't we?
two big exhibitions because we've done the London Film Museum car and gadget one, haven't we? And we did the one at the Barbican as well, where we went and had martinis after.
Oh yes, yes.
So
And
don't
we
forget the
did
lychee martini.
lychee martinis, yes, very nice. And what was the other thing we did? The premiere thing, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, we went to the premiere for Spectre.
Yes, down in London.
That was fun. Very long wait though.
It was a long day that, and we had the kids with us as well.
And it wasn't planned, so it wasn't like we prepared for it at all, was it?
No. We sort of saw it on a whim, didn't we?
Yeah. Mind you, that was a bit like when we went to see Richard Armitage, wasn't it? At the Old Vic.
The Old Vic, yeah.
That was not planned at all. It may have been a little bit planned by me, but it wasn't planned by you.
Yeah. Can I just ask, what sort of music do you write?
Tends to be more stuff for shows, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So, I think the weirdest one I've ever done is when we were trying to do a Mickey Take a Man from Deck.
That was cool, though.
It was
Worked
cool.
well. I thought my Murphy and the Bricks was quite good.
Yeah. The reworked lyrics. Yeah.
I rewrote all the lyrics to Murphys and the Bricks to fit a pantomime that we were running. That was quite clever. But took some doing. Tracy says the gadget one would be awesome. Sounds like fun though.
Oh yes.
Oh yes, we've had some fun with it.
Yes. There's some brilliant photographs that need scrapbooking, so it's definitely on my to-do list in the next sort of few weeks, isn't it?
Any other methods been used? Yeah, I mean they were written specifically for the productions we were doing at the time, with a local dance group. So yes, they were performed and used. Apart from our books, no.
What's the question?
Have you had anything published?
No.
I said apart from our books. And we used to be publishing for other people, so we used to be publishers as well.
Yeah. Yeah, so I've published far more
We
far more
published-
work by other people than I've ever done on my own. the magazine was a total departure, wasn't it, for us really?
It was.
Because we didn't use... I never said that I was going to ever do one for me, did I?
No. But apart from the new books, but yes, they have been performed. Yes, they were. Like I said, they were done in the actual production of the shows that was being done at the time. I said they were only local groups, but yes, both my Murphy and the Bricks and
The one that I was referring
the one that
to.
Natalie was referring to were both done within the performances by the children of the group. Thank you, Tracy.
Okay, so I'm just working around the
Tracy says
outside.
we're so talented.
There isn't much that we don't turn our hands to, you know, if people give us the challenge.
Do we have any videos we could see? Oh, no.
Officially no.
Theatre group we left not on best terms, did we? And I think we never actually got copies of the videos, did we?
No. I'm certainly not edited.
No.
Although Steve's currently working on a DVD of the pantomime that we directed last year. Well, this year, really, wasn't it? Because it was January.
Yes, January this year is the one we did. I don't do music as much. I'm good at messing with lyrics and changing them to fit a track, so...
You tend to do more like the sound tech side of things,
Yes.
don't you?
So like Murphy and the Bricks, I actually rewrote it so it matched what was happening in the script. And lyrically, so it all made sense to what was actually happening. And the idea was that as as the song was being sung, that he was supposed to be having it happen to him at the same time, which is what it was supposed to do. Doesn't always work like that, but that's why I rewrote the lyrics for that. So but yes, I do like my sound tech, and I do the sound and lighting for a lot of the productions that we do.
So I'm just strengthening the white bits where I need to with a Christmas pencil, but any soft white coloured pencil will do. You don't have to use an expensive one like Christmas. So I'm going to do one layer which is going to be my base layer and will stay flat. And then I'm going to do one that I'm going to raise up for the middle section.
And so he says, wow, just wow to you both.
But yes, before all this kicked off, we had plans, didn't we?
We still have plans, they're
Delayed.
delayed.
So, whereas last year we were directing for somebody else, we were looking at possibly directing for ourselves this year, weren't we? So.
Yes, having our own production company. It's still in the wind, it's not undoable, is it?
No.
But there might be a few more properties for us to look at now.
Yeah, I've got all the electric ability. Oh dear.
Got to look at the plus side to everything. Yeah.
My life gives you lemons.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't do is line dancing, isn't it? And
Yes,
draw the line
yeah.
at line dancing.
Yeah, you do draw a lot of line dancing, yeah. But yes, Tracy, COVID has changed a lot for people. It certainly has our perspective, haven't we? So we're looking at whether or not we make the business full time for me as well. Because at the moment I also do a full-time job as well. Normally it's only due to being furloughed that I'm at home at the moment. So we're now questioning whether it's actually worth me staying at home and helping Natalie run the business from home, or whether I go back to work and work a bit as well. So
It's just where the workshops really come from, isn't it?
yeah, it's where the
Affinity.
workshops come along. I mean, if we can make the workshops pay enough that I don't have to go back to work, that would be ideal, but we shall see how it goes. My full-time job, I also work for a company called Balfour Beatty, replacing gas mains for the connections to people's houses. So we take the old steel piping out, replacing that with plastic piping, and putting the connections back to people's properties. If I go back, it's maybe the start of June, it may not at the moment, it depends if we get this second peak, which I think they're worried about. I may not be going back for a while. Obviously we have to be careful. Natalie's dad is immunosuppressed, so we have to be very careful. And I'm his designated driver for when he goes to the hospitals. So I have to be extremely careful.
And he's probably listening to every word of this, so hi Dad.
That's right, yes. Hi Pete, if you're listening. But I have said to my company that I don't want to go back unless they can do safely. Obviously there's a lot of our jobs that we can't do at 2 metres apart. So it's going to be very difficult for us to do. Until they can get some sort of safe workaround. Obviously they'll have to somehow, but or until it's safe to go back outside.
Yeah, so I haven't been out for, 13 weeks now.
Yes.
I'm sure Mum would tell me how long it's been. I've lost track.
That was just after London, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Which was the 23rd of Feb. So, we're what, 21st of March, 21st of May now, so you're looking at about 3 months since you've left the house.
Yeah. It's no wonder I'm getting headaches really. I could probably do with some fresh air, but I can't get out safely, so can I? So I just have to put up with it.
There you go.
What?
It's a small world. Tracy, you're kidding me. You work with the gas. That's how we came to Australia. My dad was sponsored by the gas company over here.
That's cool.
So yes, I currently work for. And Tracy's immunosuppressant too, because of her high blood pressure.
Oof. Nothing worse. We've lost our blood pressure monitor somewhere, haven't we? So
In the car, I think.
in the car. What's he doing in the car? The car's not got blood pressure.
No, it's waiting to come in the house. Back in 1973. God blimey.
If it's in the car again, it should be coming in. But I thought you said the car was empty.
I think it came over when I emptied the van and stuff. I think I found it at Mum's. So I brought it with me. But it's never made it back up the stairs.
Better do that then later.
I
So
can
I'm
do it tomorrow when I hand the car over.
Okay. Okay, so I'm just going round the centre petals with my knife. I'm being fairly accurate, I suppose.
Carol says she's her dad's full-time carer, but her youngest sister had the virus. Thankfully she is okay now, but she still keeps away from my house. I don't want my 90-year-old dad to get it. I had to isolate when Lynn was poorly. Yeah, quite understand that. 100%. It's so hard at the moment. Like I said, Nat hasn't seen her mum for the best part of 3 months, so it's.
I miss my mum. I'm very close to my mum, so sweetie.
Yeah. Yeah, the car is under pressure for not being used for so long. Yeah.
He's going for a journey tomorrow.
Yeah, it's going in for a service tomorrow, so yeah, they can play with it tomorrow. But they're coming to fetch it and they're going to bring it back to us as well. So it can be, yeah.
Yeah, and then it would be a case of I'll try and get down to actually.
Well, I'll clean it. It's okay.
Okay. I really thought that one there, didn't I?
Yeah. I mean, I don't have to go outside the door. Whoa!
I'm worried about going down the stairs of all daft things though.
Yeah.
Because we haven't done stairs for so long, and I'm not exactly the best one on stairs at the best of times, am I?
No. I've been on the second floor, it's a bit of a challenge.
Yeah. Okay, so now that I've got that cut out, I just want to check if there's any bits that just need a little extra trim that you just couldn't see.
Cap says she feels the same about her mum. Very close. They've reduced restrictions quite a bit now and they can see each other. Oh.
Oh. Would love to see my mum. I did offer to go and do a gardening for her out of desperation.
Don't we have a lift? No, unfortunately not. No. No, these were built before lifts were invented, I think.
It is. There was a lift in a building in the 1920s. It's not that old.
Feels like it sometimes. But no, there's no lift in these ones, unfortunately.
Stair lift would do. Mind you, no, actually, I haven't tried to do Grandad's no. Me on the stair lift is just as bad as me on the stairs.
That's because you watched the thing on the
Oh dear.
so that it goes wrong and
Yeah, put yourself off. Oh dear. Can't see out my eyes now, make my eyes leak.
Gardening is too extreme even to see you, man.
Oh, I don't know. I do like my gardening, and I'm missing my garden to a certain extent.
Well, we are on the top floor. The second floor is the top floor, so we're at the top.
Which is
But,
why it's so flipping warm in here.
Yes, light doesn't help that it's 90 degrees in here in the shade. Hence Natalie's in her shorts today. Yep, because heat rises. Yep, so everybody's heat's coming through our flat.
Okay, so I'm just going to tidy that up. Now you could have tried doing that on the scanning cut because it's not a consistent line. You may have struggled a bit. What?
Oh, I like that suggestion.
What?
Stick a ladder out the window and go play on the roof. Get a paddling pool and a barbie.
Oh, if it was a flat roof, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that doesn't help either, does it?
Okay.
Fresh staple for you.
That's okay. We can do that in a minute. So I'm just using the bigger ball tool this time because I just want to gently raise it up at this point because we've got quite a big button to go in the middle of here. And I'm just going to work around the edges on this one too. And again, go in the middle. So I'm just going to go in here and just do a little bit of tweaking.
I've been distracted, not paying the slightest bit of attention to what you're doing.
Oh well.
No, we've all been watching, really.
Yeah. I know what you're like when you start guessing. No chance you've been paying attention, dear. Okay. Takes a that.
Tracy said to Carol that the heat's got to you too. And Carol replied, "It's okay, Tracy, I was born daft. And being from Yorkshire, we have our own sense of dry humour."
So I'm just going to go and put a little bit of glue in our centre of our circles. And hopefully the two will kind of squeak out. Make sure that we get our flower up the right way, so to speak. So I'm going to go like so. Just going to hold it for a moment. So this first layer's only got a really gentle bit of curve on it. And I'm going to go into the centre again, and onto the back of my flower. And we can match up our petals. So we're going to go that way around. Just going to hold it for a minute. Okay, now I have my little button. big button, which is why I said there's not much point trying to put too much depth on it. So we can start to tease these up around our button. I'm just holding it in place and just lifting these little petals up. And then we can do the same with our little ones around the base. Just go careful on this side so we don't get our flourish as well. Okay.
Yeah, quite. I'm too placid. I don't take offence to anything. Kind of the thing is not to take offence, and some people think that you're having a go at them. I don't disagree, some people just don't get humour. Yeah, people think they offend me all the time, and it's just goes over my head.
Yeah.
Doesn't it do?
Yeah.
Far
There's
too
very
placid.
few times that I will find that you will snap at people. I mean, you put it with my granddad, and yeah, anybody can put it with granddad. Can say that safely on here, see, because there's no chance he's ever going to do Facebook.
Mind you, YouTube though, it's telling you we're connected and we have
Oh,
watch on
good point.
YouTube.
Oops.
Point them in the direction, tell them to watch this one.
You should see what that Natty was saying about you. Think you've upset her.
That's alright, you won't remember in the morning anyway.
He's naughty though. Isn't he, Mum? I have a very naughty granddad.
Gaz does a good job really doing this job. He would never survive all of our ribbing. Story true.
Yeah, it doesn't matter which class it is either, does it? The ones in person, that you tend to get a good ribbon, don't you? So
I do. Yeah. I take it all as good banter though. I don't. Like I said, I don't snap. I don't tend to argue. It's just like my opinion that's their problem, not mine. But I'm very, very placid, very patient as well.
I'm quite the opposite. Okay, so I'm just doing a little bit of fuzzy cutting, not too much.
Oh yes, can agree with that. Yeah, good banter is good. Yeah, it does make life worth living. And yes, does a world of good.
That's that.
Yes, we have noticed, Natalie. Sometimes.
Yeah, sure, my mum would say, only sometimes.
It's usually my fault as well. You probably noticed that as well. I'll save her saying it because it's better than you.
I didn't say that. Don't you go putting words in my mouth.
Didn't disagree.
Won't now. I'm trying to remember to do this on camera, failing miserably, so I do apologise.
That's alright. We're having a good night.
I noticed.
She reads the comments afterwards anyway. So,
Not always.
not always.
Not always. I try not to actually. It's a bit like reviews after productions. I try not to read them if I can help it. Mind you, it's a bit like the one for Panto, wasn't it? We got mentioned, what was it, once in the entire review? If that.
If that.
That's why I won't go back and do it again. This week. You want to go back and do it again. So he's not so keen. So, I'm going to go slide that in. Let's go there for a change. So, the good thing about this having lost its tack a little is it gives us a little bit of room to play before we actually stick some glue in and do it all down. I just want to be able to add a little bit more. But no, I'm gonna be strict with myself and go there.
Oh, good job Pete's not on today.
Why? Time.
Yeah, it's 4:05.
Yeah, but we have had a couple of crashes in that.
We have, yeah, we did have a break in the middle.
So. Okay. So what do you think this looks like? Do you think it's I think it's almost a retirement card, isn't it? With a difference. Rather than being the same old gardening. A bit different.
You could get away with a birthday.
Mature lady birthday maybe. What do we think? Pop in the comments. Birthday, retirement. Just 'cause.
It looks a bit like a spider, to be honest.
What? Spider?
Yeah, because where it reaches at the top of the card, it looks like there isn't a joint. It looks like you've got the top of the spider's leg. See, I was thinking you could use it for like Remembrance Day sort of card.
Let's
But it
see.
says high tea invitation.
So we have sending happy, wishing, fabulous and lovers your big stamps. So we have birthday wishes your way, smiles across the miles, all our love your way. I could give you a hug. You see, I think that'd be quite a good one. Wishing I could give you a hug.
Go for that one then.
Send it to Mummy.
Yeah. Tracy doesn't see the spider, so you're alright.
That's okay then. I'll just knock your head off your shoulders after.
It wasn't me that suggested it, I was just reading the comments.
What colour do I go for?
What about in the white? Stamping.
I'll go for the iridescent.
Is that too much? Is it too bright?
No, not really, because you've got your white in the background there, haven't you? So.
A little bit of the red off the flower to tie in the flower a bit more.
What, and stamp it in the white?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll try that.
Tracy says black.
Mm. 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 We've still got some of that green left, haven't we?
Green.
Mm. Now you've got me wondering. Let's try the green. What did I do with the spare bit?
Just put it over behind you, isn't it? The rest of it. Yeah, there it is.
My poor stamping is getting filled with offcuts. Okay, so because we can do it all in one colour, we can stamp it all at once. So we've got bushing, and we could go across the top, or we could go underneath and go.
Yeah, come on, so it is great though. Some sort of insect like an ant with pincers at the
Okay. Almost got the spot on for straight. White pad. I have to make some envelopes for these and actually start sending them out.
Yeah.
Terrible. I make cards, but I very rarely send them. Occasionally sell them, but very rarely send them.
Oh, don't let the bus tie in.
Oh, he's not letting the puss tat in. If he's sat outside the door, or worse, in my little box.
Doesn't know how you can get into anything.
Okay. Lovely puss tat, don't get me wrong. But he doesn't live here anymore.
Don't think he ever did. I think he actually belongs to the next block.
Well, you said that, and then when you tried to kick him out one day, you said you weren't sure. You don't do cats, do you?
Right, have a... What's the word I'm looking for?
Love-hate relationship. Marmite.
And,
Bit more. I think I might just, on this one occasion, end up going over a bit of a gel pen.
I blame the kid.
Why is it the kid's fault?
Well, Jamie had his... He was allergic, wasn't he, to the pet dander. And
Oh,
the cat
right.
one used to set him off.
I can see where you're coming from now.
So his asthma used to be triggered by pet dander.
Definitely thinking you're meaning, you know, the kids' cats that they have now. Now
Well,
that
I don't
James
know.
a bit older. Yeah, a bit older. Right, can I have the fine gel pen from over there, please, the 05? No, the Sakura one. Is it there hanging over the edge? There we go. So I'm just going to go in with this one. It's done a little bit of double stamp, but that's fine. So we've got like the look of a shadow. There are no mistakes. There were only happy accidents. Yeah, I spent the day switching book yesterday. Oh, Barbara and a few other crafting ones, but
But no, we couldn't have any pussycats. We had to go really careful with the dogs. We had to get dander wipes for the dog. So every time she's got 2 cats. Cat eyes.
yeah. You like your doggies, don't you?
I do like doggies, yes.
So I'm just going round a bit loosely. And kind of highlighting the top section.
It's very busy out there today.
It is, isn't it? It sounds like a normal day up there. To be fair, if anything, it's almost busier than a normal day. Okay, so I'm just going to do a little there, tail there.
I think they say she's more of a cat person than a dog. Are any restrictions being lifted for us? Yes and no. They're trying to ease the restrictions gently by saying that we can exercise as much as we like throughout the day, as long as we keep our 2 metres distance from everybody. And if you can't work from home, if it is safe to do so, then you are to return to work. It's basically trying to get the economy going again. And they're supposed to be doing a phased return of the schools going back starting
1st of June.
1st of June, but it is optional at the moment whether or not you send your child back to school. So if you don't think that it's safe for your child to go back to school, then you don't have to send it.
Oh, come here.
But I'm still waiting, like I said, instructions off my dot whether or not I'm going back anytime soon. So. And it's still debatable whether or not I actually go back.
Lot of hedges on tomorrow. Isn't it? Lot of hedges on tomorrow.
Yeah. Let's transfer some money over after this as well, just to make sure.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Okay, so making that craft and then that tip.
Crafting that. Yeah, that's the best way to do it.
Oh. Good old boy. Oh yeah.
Ooh.
What's that?
Karen has 2 cats. He loves that mummy, Baby Bella and Imperial Shih Tzu.
I nearly had a cat. Nearly.
Yeah. Joseph says, I think our restrictions are lifting way too early.
Yes.
And Tracy in Australia, obviously, you know.
I think that's true of
A lot of places, I think a lot of places too. I mean, just look at China that have suddenly got this second peak that
suddenly they're having to
put the restrictions back in place that they sort of removed. Can we do the stamping we missed, Natalie? The design.
which bit? The word stamping. Or
I'm not sure.
see, I could go like that. I think that might work.
Yeah, like that.
Across that, like that as a border, I mean.
Of course, it goes fully across that, doesn't it?
Yeah. Maybe 3D it up.
Yeah, so it doesn't actually rest on you.
So that's why you should have held off doing your Illuminati. Armature. Yeah, I think I'm going to go for that there.
Sorry, Tracy, which stamping did you want to
Do again, and I
do
can.
again? Sorry, we can have a look at it.
Too busy nattering, that's what it was.
Yeah. Looks like a mother's meeting in here.
I don't know, I'm not hearing much of my mum, she's been awfully quiet.
She is, yeah.
Are you still watching, Mum? So I'm just going to do that to my card.
Yes, we are still going to do that for you, Tracy. They're designing a stamp on canvas for the...
Yeah, just I didn't want to spend too long on the computer today, did I? Because my head...
Head's still not fantastic, is it?
No, it's still pinging a bit. And, yeah.
You're happier playing, aren't you, than on the computer? So.
I didn't spend too long doing that flourish this morning, did I? So.
No. But yes, when should we do that one? For next week, won't it?
Will it be next week?
Yeah, because tomorrow you've got your thingy one of the way you think thingy.
Yeah, in the morning. Then I've got embossing folders in the afternoon.
And then we've got our your webcams in the evening.
Yeah, and then left rest Saturday morning at the moment.
So it'll probably be next week. I would have thought, Tracy, we will go back and do the stamp one. Yes.
Yes, but if I haven't forgotten it.
And yes, your mum is still there. She popped up the other day and said, "Yeah, I'm still here."
That's okay then. I thought I'd upset you, Mum, and you'd wandered off. She says, no, but you probably upset your granddad.
That's what makes up for an upsetting your mum.
Yeah. Nobody upsets my mum, do they?
No. What are you looking for?
Foam tape, and I know I had it like... put it back in the packet. Any closer, geez. But yes, this is why I'm not doing computer work at the moment, because I can't see you. Something that's right under my nose at the moment.
Yes, we will come back and do that one, Tracy. So.
Yeah, it was never our intention to miss it out.
No.
Which is why I got you to do a little bit on the text yesterday, wasn't it? Was that I was wanting to...
Yeah, we didn't feel completely left out.
There was a little bit, a tiny bit of what I was going to do, so... It was a bit that you could do for me, wasn't it? So.
Yeah.
That's an ID card for Tracy then. Okay, so just because this
ID card
leaf's
for Tracy.
sticking out, yeah, I need to put it upside down. So because this little leaf's going to stick out the side here, I'm just going to trim it off.
But yeah, sometimes you can't see for looking. Yeah, usually when you just put it down as well.
Yeah.
It's a crafter's nightmare, isn't it? Yeah, it's the crafting way. You spend 5% of your time crafting and 95% of the time looking for the thing that you had 5 seconds ago.
Yep. Just wondering whether I put a little bit of glitter on that when it stuck down. So that way. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pop a little bit more 3D foam just to support this middle section. But I want to miss this bit here. So I'm just going to go either side. Beat off all the backing tape.
Yeah, it's the stuff that we put in a safe place that throws you here. I mean, there's stuff in safe places here that we have no idea where it is.
I've lost my entire set of drawers.
Yeah, and it's never good to lose your drawers anyway.
With Project Lifeguards in, I hate in card for, the sake of clarity.
Just that sounds like you're always losing stuff.
Certainly, since we've moved, I haven't been able to find anything.
Since we've been here, we haven't been able to find anything. Everything's gone missing.
Simple things.
At least we're making Tracy laugh, which is always good.
Okay, there we go. And need some kind of iridescent sparkle. I'm trying to think what I've got.
Oh, that's something here. Oh, you glitter glues from...
Yeah, it's just getting the right one.
No, the ones I mean from Dreamcraft.
Dogcraft. Yeah, they're in there.
Are they?
Yeah, they're at the back.
Oh.
Oh, excuse me, I'll be in shot, but
Winker
that
Stella?
might look quite cool.
Tracy said, Winker Stella?
Ooh. Ooh. Talking of things that I've lost. I've got me Spectrum Noir one, but where's my Winker Stella's gone? Because I had a bunch of those, didn't I? As you do. What's that?
But can you imagine what archaeologists of the future will think if they can find our lost bits, and I hope Nat finds the drawers before the winter, it can get a bit blowy. Yeah, we're the same, Zena. Put things away and they can never find them. Usually find them years later. Yeah.
Just don't know if that's a bit too subtle.
Is that Winker Stella?
The Spectrum Noir sparkle pens. Or do I? Learn from your mistakes, Matty. Yeah, squeeze out the air bubbles first. These will go back flat anyway, they don't stay 3D. Come on.
So what did you bid for in the end? Is it the Dovecraft ones?
Yeah, it's the Dovecraft glitter glue in rose.
New Island says, very nice.
You got the other card?
The other one?
Yeah, it should be dry by now. Dry.
Oh, you got lots of dots.
Huh? There we go.
Tina says, lovely now. So that's your 2 for today.
Yeah, so they'll be going up on Instagram and on the page.
Chuck it on the floor there, it's alright, I'll clean it up later.
So they missed, did I?
Most of it, yeah.
Oh. I'm going to have to move it down this side, I think.
Mm.
too far under the desk. There's only a couple. So, which do you think then? So, have you got the original little graphic doobie? So, there's our original. And there's the completed.
Carol says, as usual, it's lovely, so different from this morning's. And Tracy says, beautiful. And Zena says, she loves it.
Cool. Did you just... That hasn't stuck on there, has it? You just added that back to me and I thought, I'm sure I lined that up so it stayed inside. There we go. Hang on. It's because it's so warm. So, top tip. If you can use 3D foam in summer, give yourself a bit of helping hand. Didn't stick.
Carol says, you told us this morning not to put your sentiments at the bottom. What do? Change your mind.
But I did say if you were selling it. So, I'm just going to go out there. Okay. I know I said I hadn't decided whether I was going to put something in there, but no reason not to stick, silly thing. Yeah, that one's going to my mum. So I'm just going to do a couple of little dots.
That's why I haven't stuck it down, see.
Yeah, just going to mirror that embossing a little.
Tracy, she's a woman. We're allowed to change our minds. Lol. Right, are we done?
I think so.
You think so? God blimey, that was a long one.
That's entirely then go and get the rose gold pen and do a doodle down there.
No, you know, leave it there. So, thank you all for sticking with us on that one. That was a long old fee today.
In lots of little sections.
Lots of little sections, yeah. We apologise for the break in the middle. That was, I think it was our internet connection just went a bit
Dodgy.
loopy. I think the heat's getting to that as well. But thank you all for your comments and keeping us entertained. And I hope you all enjoyed it. And once again, we will see you all tomorrow. We're back at 11 in the morning.
Yep.
Yeah.
With my process.
So you get to see Nat's thinking process of how she creates half these designs and what she's thinking when she's doing them. And then we're doing some embossing folds in the afternoon and your vote counts in the afternoon. What's it on? Is it 3D?
Yeah, 3D.
3D. Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. So don't forget you have Barbara first thing at 10 o'clock with the doodles, and then you got Peter Swell at 12:30 and Lou with us at 12 if we haven't overrun.
We do try our best.
We do try our best too. And Chocolate Rock at 1:30. So do have a lovely, enjoy the rest of your day, or night, or evening, or whatever we're on now, because I know it's like silly o'clock for you now, Tracy. So thank you for staying with us, and we look forward to seeing you all tomorrow.